How can I have water over my beds and not have wet bedding? This is probably the question that I get asked the most often. And that's because many companies have tried putting evaporative cooling over beds, and the results have been catastrophic. There's no denying that. Everyone has heard horror stories. So why should corecool system work? Well, that's why I love this question so much. So a lot of research and development has gone into the corecool system since its inception in 2009. And what we've discovered is that high airspeed is critical. The size of the droplet is critical, and the time that the duration of the misting is absolutely critical, and also taking into consideration the temperature and the humidity in the barn. So all of those components need to work together in order to be able to have evaporative cooling over the bedding without having the bedding getting wet. So as you can see here, the mist is going, the sawdust bedding is nice and dry, the stalling is dry, and the cows are dry. And that's because this low pressure, low volume water application is timed according to the temperature and the humidity in the barn. And also we have really high air speeds to maximize evaporation. We're talking a minimum of 5 miles per hour in every stall. So every single molecule that the system puts out has time to evaporate, either from that really high airspeed or from the cow's body heat. There is no accumulation of moisture. And we're taking into account the humidity as well, the humidity in the barn, and making sure that if it's a high humidity day, we're backing down the duration of the water application to compensate for that, so that we're not causing things to get soaked and to get dripping wet. And that's how we're keeping that bedding dry. It's our focus, right? To keep the bedding dry, to keep the cows healthy, but to keep them comfortable and cool and offer them evaporative cooling right there in the stall. So I asked a customer to help me answer this question for you. I said to him, what would you say to someone who said, I don't want to put the corecool system in because I'm afraid my bedding is going to get wet? And he said, well, our somatic cell count did not rise because of water over the beds. It stayed consistent. The bedding stays dry. We've had our system in for 4 years now, and we have fewer issues now because the cows aren't stressed out from the heat and the humidity. They're in their stalls and they're comfortable and they're cool. Our DHI records show that the system is working, and we can see that the cows are healthy and comfortable and cool. So, this is a barn here with straw bedding and really low ceilings. It's a tie stall operation. The evaporative cooling is on, and the cows aren't wet. The bedding's not wet, and everybody is comfortable and cool in the barn. And so you can see that we can actually achieve evaporative cooling over the beds without cooling the bedding. If you would like to learn more about corecool systems, please visit us, corecoolsystems.com. And if you have some specific questions, feel free to send them to me, Nancy at corecoolsystems.com. Y'all have a fantastic day and stay cool.